I mean, it's actually pretty nice right now, considering lately between 12 and 2, it's really the hottest part of the day. But I usually come at this time to run my sprints. I'd like to come in the morning, but I just chose to come this time. I know nobody really be here. Excuse me. I also know that, I know because it's my life, but I didn't mean to start my sentence like that. I'm gonna close this. Even though it's kind of cloudy, it's a little blue over there, but it's pretty cloudy over there. Hasn't been cloudy in a while. A couple weeks now. I had my second test, but it's considered a quiz. And good thing I had 2 phones because I was able to use the same app that we take our test, and we also have all our PowerPoint information on there. It's called Slides. And so, which way do I gotta run today? It's kind of muddy over there. Guess I gotta run this way. I'm gonna run right here at this fucking track. Doesn't look so, the upkeep ain't really good right now, I guess, because it's summer. But I passed it out of like 210 points. I got 189, so pretty sure that's a passing grade. It was on Jean Piaget, Vygotsky, Marcia, and Erik Erikson. Lifespan development, private speech, cognitive development, and I guess identity, a young person's identity. So I'm on track so far. I just got one assignment I gotta complete by tomorrow, but I'm off tomorrow from work, so time to get my sprints on. Sometimes it's not what you do to people. Sometimes it's what you don't do for people. So sometimes people who have a certain responsibility like to question, they don't talk to me. I wonder what I did to them. Sometimes it's what you didn't do. Or there could be a chance that it might be what you didn't do for them. You know, we're so idealistic. We're such a society full of adultery, listlessness, someone who just doesn't do shit. You know, they might work their part-time, do their 8 hours. Sometimes, or for the most part, if you want to build success from nothing, it takes more than that. I'm only speaking from the point of view of what I can relate to, what I can share, and what I know. Knowing that I grew up kind of mistakenly idolizing certain individuals, you know, whether it be certain musicians. Maybe it was never their words that attracted me. Maybe it was their emotion, their tone of voice. Maybe any painters that I liked, it was the colors they used or what they depicted, you know? But certain shit, you might not be aware of what to keep with you or what to take as something that's real and what's not, and what's just art, you know? So it makes me think, like, you know, I'm so fucking preoccupied and self-absorbed and where I wish my life was at, and the type of lifestyle, you know, the true freedom of financial gain, financial possession, you know, travel the world, see different places, have the world tuning in to my life. You know, tickling everything in one go, you know? Tickling that attention inadequacy, that attention desire that I want, but at the same time, having that attention come with a monetary gain. But then I see, I'm reading books on, life after slavery. I'm reading books on the European wars in the early 1900s. And I'm gonna go start reading things like Genghis Khan. And I'm reading all these classical novels from the early 20th century. And I'm wishing my life could, be observed and be revered instead of being the idolater. I could be the idol, But then I think of all these people who never even got to read books or gain any of the profound knowledge that humans leave behind. Not even a little bit, These people who never had a chance to even have a library or an education or watch movies and freedom. So a lot of times what keeps me going when I want to give up is there's so many other people in the battle and the struggle, so many good people who do good things despite a return of anything for themselves. Go to the market, see these kind people throughout your day who don't give a fuck if anybody knows who they are, except they feel good inside and they have the small details in order, such as, home, steady job, their family around them. They got their kids, they're raising their children, they take care of their older mother or father and father. It makes me think, man, is there really another go at this? Is there really a better place than this where, those who died and never had a chance, at seeing the world, at living like kings and queens, but were hung, killed, shown unfortunate shit before they even had a developed brain? Makes me question that, is there really another place after this? I choose to deny it in front of humans, but if I just sit here and think, and I think about the unfortunate, I do hope there's another go, a heaven where the good people who never had a chance get to go. I think they should have a chance, right? So, they just bought my daughter that little fucking space thing. I know my mom went to the fucking swap meets this morning. It's weird, people, the human behavior. Like, I've been buying all these fucking shoes that I don't wear. Oh, okay, I wear these will still work. These are not Jordans. They're not fucking Air Force Ones. They're not fucking no name brand shoes, Yeezys. All these shoes that I've been buying, or that I have been buying recently, that I never wear. I'm like scared to wear them to get them fucking dirty. I'm not a collector in shoes. Trust me, it's not something that I'm fucking doing. Like, I'm a collector of shoes. It's because when I was young, I hung out with people, or like in my class, I just knew what was the popular shit. And like, I had friends that anytime Jordans came out, it wasn't like before. It was like you had to like wait for them, or I don't know. It was weird. Like, anytime Jordans came out, the next day, there was always kids at school that would have the shoes the next fucking day. And I never did. So I just feel like kind of bad about myself. And like, I guess that must be a reason why I buy shoes. It's so fucking weird, right? And like, I guess my mom, when she was a kid, I guess she never could have anything, or so it's like you just buy all these toys for your son who hardly sees his daughter. But it's like one of these things, I guess you just want them to have what you didn't have, but it's kind of like to please yourself in a sense. not knocking my mom. It's just that human behavior side of it is so interesting and so fucking weird. Like I don't know, like is this hoarding? Like I don't know. It's not like it's trash, but I don't know. But even people that live minimal, there's nothing in their house. Even that's like something there too, Just humans are fucking interesting and oddly interesting. Back to that human behavior thing. I've read the autobiography of Malcolm X twice by Alex Haley. Alex Haley, he would visit Malcolm X, and Malcolm X knew he was a writer. He's the one that wrote Roots, the story of Roots. I have to hurry up and get to my bus, but it's pretty hot right now. Some clouds, but they're past us now, so it's all sun. And my teacher was giving an example how she said she was part of a gang in Alabama as a young girl. She got sexually assaulted from 10 to 12, and after that she kind of just went off into a dark part of her life. So if you join a gang, but now that she's educated, she was lucky enough to meet a friend in high school that her father was in the military, so she got the idea to join. So she joined the military, and it's kind of saved her life. And after the military, she got pregnant. She had a premature daughter, and so she really got into, the psychology, biological psychology, what has to do with the brain. And so she went to school for it to learn about her daughter, to be a better parent. And she ended up getting her PhD. She's a doctor. She talks about having to go back to her neighborhood, even being around family, and they kind of say things like, "Oh, look at you, you're the educated." And so she just tries to stay away. And yeah, it's Saturday. It's like 3 o'clock. It's about to be. Actually, I think it's about to be 4. And my bus comes in 7 minutes, so I gotta kind of hurry. A little more, maybe after. But hopefully they're not early today. But I asked her a few questions, and I said, "Hey, so, like, I just bring up Malcolm X because he's just someone who really interested me, He comes from like 4 generations of men who were killed by the white man. When it was the time of America, of fucking brutal racism, He says his fucking great-great-great-grandfather, I want to say like his dad's grandfather, was killed by a white man. His dad was murdered by the Ku Klux Klan, and he ends up getting murdered under the same system, Whether it was the Nation of Islam that killed him, it was all the workings of the press, the workings of causing chaos and destruction within an organization that was trying to empower their people. So, but I asked her, like, so do you think, like, because we always talk about that period, that critical period of, because she was saying that, like, she's just blessed that she felt fortunate enough to at least have developed enough for that sexual encounters that affected her life, for it not to have happened when she was really young, like before 5, that she felt like she was fortunate to at least be able to develop 10 years of her life to have experienced that annoying ass spoiled dog. So fucking annoying. With a puss. But she feels that because she kept saying, like, so I just had to remember that I know what love is. She said she had to, like, remember it, like, when she started going to get educating herself and started realizing that she deserved a better life, than maybe, what happened to her, that she had to remember, like, I do know how to love people. Just something ended up happening along my journey of life that made me forget. And she's like, well, I'm just fortunate enough to know that, you know. Anyway, so I asked her like a question, and Malcolm X popped up in my head, and I kind of knew the answer already. But she kind of disagreed with me. Like, she's like, no, I don't think so. Like, there's a little party right here. Hold on. So anyway, it's cool. It's a little like slide for the kids in a pool. Seems so refreshing. If I was a dad, I'd wait till all the kids leave and play with my daughter. But so she kind of didn't agree. I feel like, yeah, like just like Tupac, just like he was just willing to be like a fuck. He used music to create a platform to have his voice heard, you know, to make a change, even though I feel like he did cause a lot of destruction. But he died at 25. Your mind's not even fully developed. It's like they dangled the carrot in front of his face. Well, if you say this, you do this, you get incentives for that. For this kind of behavior. And what the fuck he was gonna do. And, I just think Malcolm X grew up in a purer time in the 60s before rap music came out, and the incentive to do negative was real prevalent, just like it is today. And it's only gotten worse from that time period. I mean, he's a perfect example of how they kill your leaders. So, but yeah, so like, I mean, that was in his conscience. Like, my dad got killed by the white man. So they had no sense of fear. It's in their roots to be outspoken and take a stand and not have no fear against the occurring authority. And that's not a color thing. That's a human thing. That's a standing up for what's going on. But she's a lady of the times, you know. She even talks about her daughter, you know. I don't know if I told you guys her daughter does music. And she says little comments like, oh yeah, I tell my daughter hurry up and be famous so that way I could, but she says she goes on Twitter a lot and she's scared to share her opinion because she's a teacher. And yeah, some lame guy at the bus staring at me. Well, the bus is coming now, but so and like I told you, I think she has a fake butt and stuff, and she talks a lot about the world, and like even her curricula is kind of shady a little bit. Like for one of our homework assignments, we had to watch Shameless, which is a fucking kind of Hollywood type of show. To me, it's not really even a good teaching skill, but anyway, peace. I've been craving this shit. Is that how it looks? So much good fighting on today. Pereira versus Blachowicz. Fucking Tony Ferguson's fighting a fucking crazy guy. Then you got the main event. Then you got Crawford versus Spence. You got Pitbull Cruz fighting again. The co-main event. Shout out to Nonito Donaire, man. That guy's a true legend, bro. I gotta go to work, but fuck it. Is what it is. I'm on a journey, man. Going to school. Just like these fighters, everybody's coming to see these fighters. They're going to work, you know? So, I ain't gonna lie, I wish I didn't have work today though. I'm gonna see my daughter tomorrow. And that fucking, supposedly it's yogurt, but that's just ice cream. That shit was delicious, man. It's $11. Damn, I could have easily ran it up to $15. So fuck off all these people. Pussies. $19 for an Uber? You think those motherfuckers would be like piranhas, you know? Fucking. So Justin Gaethje knocks out Poirier with a fucking high kick. I don't know if Pereira, I think that was only a 3-round fight. Pereira versus Blachowicz. I don't know. I'm not even sure. I kind of was watching it little by little. And Tony Ferguson got choked out. Shout out to Bobby Green. That dude's fucking made a statement. He has a lot of fights under his belt. He has like 42 fights. Or like 46, something like that. And he fought Tony Ferguson. I'm sure it was a great fight. But Tony Ferguson's like 38 now, so he's kind of losing his step, but he's still a dog. And I was watching this while I was at work, little by little, not too much. I was going back and forth. But the one that really shocked me, and his size, is fucking Crawford. Crawford made Spence look little. And just his way he was fighting, his timing. You know, I seen a little bit of the post-fight press conference. Spence was saying that the power wasn't really there. That I'm not sure what was it. Maybe Spence was over-aggressive. I didn't really see too much of the fight. Pitbull Cruz won. But shout out to Crawford, man. Seen some of his fights, you know. I don't know. Seen some of his fights. I didn't really think. I just think it's discipline, man. I feel like Spence had, you know, he's a guy who likes to, you know, he likes the flashy lifestyle. I'm sure he drinks on the off season. But Crawford just seems like a dude that's just always consistent. You know, this guy's not flashy. Dude's just a dog, man. And he proved it. I really want to watch the whole fight when I get a chance, when it's uploaded. And decent day at work. Still waiting for my fucking Uber, man. What's going on here, man? $20 for a fucking ride? You think they'd be on it? But there's probably not that many Ubers out here. I'll wait patiently. It's actually been the longest. Kind of had to wait. Peace.